that should be it. Here we are again. We just get the channel. I need to get my chat open. I think let's just place the schematic and see how bad it is. I mean, it's not a lot that's going to interfere, I don't think. But yeah. Maybe we can use it without finding the lower version of it, but we'll see. Figured the easiest was to just get it out here.
Yeah.
And there we are. What do you want to see? Yeah, that one. Show me the money. Okay, let's see if I can actually catch when someone types in the chat. Okay, cool. I'm still like, why in the, so when you're live streaming, you have a chat channel that Google gives you so you can chat with the people watching. But there aren't any notifications. Like it doesn't ping or anything when you get a new message, and you can't turn it on either. So it's like, good luck if you're busy. And like when we were clearing monuments last time, I didn't really keep an eye on the chat and I missed that someone wrote. So we're gonna have the left side here. Load schematic. Yes. Okay, where did you place it? You placed it. Oh, interesting. Is this directional? Is there anything here that should reasonably be directional? I don't think so. Let's hope not. It's how can I test that? I could paste it in another world rotated, I guess, and check. But let's see how much it interferes first. Yeah, I think they're not directional because I'm thinking about all the things in Minecraft that are potentially directional. It's mostly rails, and there aren't any rails in this. I mean, there are, but just one strip of activator rail for the TNT dupers, and that's generally not an issue. So we want to rotate like that, actually. Yes, that is correct. And we want to lower it a lot. Okay, let's start there and see where that got us. Oh, it's not all bad. Oh, what am I missing? I don't have my Lightmatica conf. I have to change. I have to remove key binding. It interferes with kpad multiply. Why? Can I set it to none, please? How do I set it to none? I don't want it. Leave it alone. Left click, right click to reset to default. Activate on press, context in game, allow empty keybound, true. Exclusive. Oh, come on. Okay, let's just... I'm not using that one, so let's use that one then. Yeah, it was messing, so I couldn't go into phantom view. It's maybe... yeah, well, anyway, let's see. Where am I? I am at 1050, 1700 or thereabouts. This sub-region has been modified. Yeah, I know. So... okay. I'm unclear on how it counts the X and Y coordinates, but fine. Okay. That is... oh yeah, that's actually good. I managed to stick it into the trench perfectly, 1 block from the back wall. Happy with that.
Wow.
I'm gonna give you the changes you have to do to get it in the same place.
Sure.
When I have them, I mean.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, see, this is... You want to know where the TNT dupers are when you build it here? They are inside your island. Like not inside the house. So I mean, if it were just your island, we could probably just cut the bottom off for now. Like we could make a schematic of it, right, and then cut it off. The problem is that it also intersects with half of main storage, and it's about as high as the where the roof of the tower starts. That's about the height of the TNT dupers, and it would cut off. Yeah, it would cut off almost perfectly the entire like right side of the chests.
That's not great.
Yeah, and I mean, the solution in quotes to this would be to lower it, right? Like you need it further down. If you could bring it down, what's my Y now? It's 132. What's its Y? Oh yeah, okay, so 40 blocks. If we could get it down 40 blocks, we could probably run it in place. But getting it down 40 blocks would entail like clearing 40 blocks of height by hand over the entire perimeter area. Well, not entirely, because there is one corner is basically already dug down, right? And then we have the former lake, and that's also lower. And then the opposite corner is actually also lower. So, but most of it, like we would have to dig down most of it by 40 blocks. So, and the point of those delayers were that it was like a third the height, so it would probably clear my island as well without modifications. I was counting on having to cut some of the island away for when we run this, and that's fine. I don't really mind. It's a small job in considering. Anyway, so I have the schematic that is loaded is, how can I, it's just called unnamed. Why did I not name it?
Yeah, I manually changed to left and right.
Yeah, good. Let me just check what I have loaded. I have unnamed loaded. Okay, good.
It does show the file, like if you mouse over.
Oh yeah,
the
there it
schematic
says it's the
placement.
left. It's the left. I have the left one loaded,
Okay.
and it is. Let me. Where are we? Where's our chat? Let me get you some numbers. It is rotated. Why doesn't it say that? All right. Now it says it's rotated clockwise 90, and its position is minus 1062, 155, 60. There you go. That's the setup. And then you can also see how bad it is. And the point is that even if I basically put it just above the ground, and even with that, we would still have to cut away like the hill where your base was. We would still have to clear that by hand just to save on space. Otherwise, we would have to start it even further up, which would increase this problem. Another option would be to build the duper array. Basically, we pull the duper array down so it clears everything. And then we run just the duper array back and forth, 40 blocks.
A little bit. Yeah.
Until we are clear for the sweepers, basically. But then we would have to tear it down and rebuild it again. So we would have to build the duper array twice in order to do that. But at least that gives us a shot at clearing this. I mean, it could still throw off blocks or TNTs quite a lot, but it would be high up, so I don't think we would damage it. So that would probably be fine. We also have to rig something to get it to auto-launch the flying machines back. I don't think that would be a problem though. Because right now it's supposed to, like when it docks up there, it's supposed to wait for the sweepers and they send a signal back up and that pulls them down and starts them over again. But in our case, we wouldn't have to wait for that, right? We could just have it return immediately because we don't care. So I don't know. That's my best option, and it's not very good.
Yeah, well, you are the expert here. I look at this schematic, I don't fucking understand
the expert. I've never done this.
I mean, yeah, well, you understand the basics at least. I am looking at it and thinking, what in the fuck? How would this even work?
Yeah, well, I know that part. Fortunately.
Yeah.
So I think we can run it here. It clears everything, right? Yeah.
I don't even know how it runs. Like, what does it do?
Actually, we can probably bring it up one more. So you can, if you push it down to Y134.
134.
That's perfect. It has like basically zero clearance, but it doesn't need it either, so it's fine. It's gonna fly as close as possible to my island without colliding with anything. So that's 134 is like the highest we can start. And if you look at the schematic, you see how deep that really is. And that's all the pink. Well, it's pink on my schematic, on my Lightmatica, but all like the extra block color, which I assume are pink for you too. That's what we would have to dig by hand to be able to start it here. And actually, we wouldn't have to.
I don't know if I feel like I'm doing this thing wrong because it minus 1062.
Well, you can just check my screen, right? Stream, and you'll see if it looks like it does on mine.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's go. It looks different.
Okay, which part is different?
Everything.
Everything is different. That is not good.
Yeah, rotation CW90. Yeah, that's right. Everything is different. That is not good. Oh, let me mute.
Why does it say Y117? Y117 is what it's. What am I even looking at? If I go to schematic placement and press configure, then it's...
Maybe it's the other one, the right one that you're looking at. I don't know. Oh, you just loaded the one.
Wait, what is this? I don't know what this is. Reset subregion. And now it disappeared. Okay, well, I have the numbers I gave you, so I can try them now then and see. So, I don't know why I press escape all the time. So loaded schematics, that's the left side. Create placement. And I have nothing. Schematic placement, hey look. Well, is it above me? Oh, it's above me. I see. Why are you above me? Okay. So let's do this again.
That is closer to what I'm seeing, but it's still different because there is no rotation.
Yeah, now it's a rotation, and I said 1062, 1062, 1. I did say 134, right?
Yes.
These coordinates are weird. I wonder why. It must have been something I did when I made the schematic. So that's what you have too, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's pretty much there.
And you see this as well.
Yes, that is exactly what I see, basically.
But
sorry, it's a little bit delayed for me because I'm looking at the stream, but yes, that's what I see basically. It's outside of the trenches.
So it's what? It's doing this corner. 1060 to 130. Yeah, okay. So it's so it was doing for me. I was positioning the top corner, and it for you it's positioning the bottom corner. I have no idea why, but I mean that's easy enough to fix. I'll place it where I had it and give you some new coordinates.
Okay.
That's one. Just have to get lower so I can see where it has to go. Can you sleep?
Yep. Where is there a bed here? Please tell
Yeah,
me there's
it's
a bed.
in the cellar. There is a bed.
I can't see a bed. Oh, screw you. Oh crap.
$16.90. Why was that sand there again? Oh, it's just there when you're building it. Okay, so you can ignore the sand then. Okay, I think I have it where I had it. Oh, it has to go one lower. Okay, so the new coordinates are those. Let's see if that works better. Still rotated clockwise 90.
Okay, now it makes more sense.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing before. I can see why you didn't think that made sense when it was in the sky above the sea. Okay. So that's a possibility.
Yeah, so this would cut exactly scrape by the island, is that it?
Yeah,
And
it's like basically one block below my island at its lowest point. And the reason it is that is because there is a slime block there, so I can't have it any lower. I'm gonna ruin a lot of work now, actually. Well, just stopping the streams for now. Because we can't have them when we're doing this anyway. I don't think it makes a lot of difference, but it actually does.
oh,
With the
looking
water
at the
water
water.
gone, it looks so naked.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the suggestion in this case would be that we build the TNT duping array. But the point is, it's like a lot of stuff here that we don't need.
On the schematic, you mean?
Yes, if you look at the schematic, you can see that there are two parts to each TNT duper. There is like an engine part in front, which looks like a slime S with an observer on top. And behind it, you have the actual duper with like the minecart and TNT and so on. I don't know. Ah, they when they start, they push them down one. I see. Yeah. So this is that's the actual duper. The thing that stops it is that when it comes back and they run into the piston, the one that's extended now just behind the observer. When it comes down or comes in, that observer will trigger the piston and push it down. And I'm guessing this is some kind of quasi-connectivity that's making this work, because otherwise that would be permanently extended. Anyway, like everything above that, the extended piston and everything above the observer on the TNT duper, all of that machinery, that's only there to push the duper down once every time it comes in. But the point is, we don't need that, right? We don't need to push it down because we want to run it at this height until we have cleared enough so we can actually
build the real thing.
Yeah, so we can actually build the rest, right? So we need to get it down to halfway through the earth before we can build the rest of it and not have to deal with water. But I mean, that's fine, right? Because most of the water is further down anyway. So it shouldn't be too bad. We wouldn't, like, the sweepers aren't that important initially. I'm unsure.
The sweepers are the ones down there?
Sorry?
The sweepers are the bottom part of this machine?
Yeah, exactly. Ugh, I can't see anything. I was inside the schematic. Like, looking around quickly, I don't see any water. There's like a lava pocket that we would have to clear out, or two. They're minor anyway, so it doesn't matter. There are no large underground lakes at that height. Like the worst... Wow, that's a cool cave. Haven't seen that before. The worst we'll have to deal with is like the fountain in the middle of the the stronghold and things like that. And that's basically one block anyway, so... And a smaller lava lake that we might have already played with. There is some gravel here. Yeah, and cobble. Oh yeah, someone has built a mining path besides it. Yeah, anyway, so that's one option, building just the TNT dupers first. I would have to figure out how to stop and launch them. So we could build one. Stopping them is usually easy because you just place an obsidian block somewhere. In this case, I would say you place it just behind the last slime block or something. And then we could build one and run it and build the return station on the other side just to make sure it works. And then after that, we could just build all of them.
Yeah.
Problem here,
that
though.
Makes sense.
So they are, and the problem with how this schematic is laid out is that they prime their TNT by pushing the whole thing down when it starts. Well, like, if I understand correctly how this pushing down thing works, it's an amazing trick of quasi-connectivity to get all of these pistons to instantly retract and extend and
Well, there are too many variables right now. We don't know exactly.
Yeah.
So might as well.
Might as well make a mess of things, you know, you mean?
Yeah,
Where did I put all of our stuff? I made stuff last time, right?
I think you did.
Yeah, I did. It's like
Remember.
2 boxes of things. I don't have them in my inventory. They're not on the floor. Where can I have put them? And they're not in my ender chest. Check that too. Ideas are welcome.
Do you did you store them on some hidden place maybe so that the kids wouldn't mess with them?
It's possible, but
Probably
then why
not.
wouldn't I just put them in my inventory? It's like the obvious place to hide them, right? Because they can never... Oh, it's a project box. How did that get in there? Yeah, it was 2 white shulkers.
White chuckers. Oh, there was one here on main storage, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but that
Here.
comes with stuff for blasting in the nether, I think. Goodbye, potentially buggy things. Just don't really see where I would have put them. There's lots of maps. They don't seem to have been fed into main storage either, because then there would be lots of sticky pistons and stuff in the first chests here. Oh, here's one. Sticky pistons and 13 more. Maybe it was just one. Yeah, it probably was just this one, right?
That's the one I remember seeing.
Yeah,
At
it
least.
probably
I
was
don't know if
just
there
one then.
were
I had
another one.
two. I had two staged, but maybe I didn't need them, so I just used one.
We probably need a lot of slime blocks too, right?
Yeah, I brought a stack, but more is always better. I'm gonna try to find... We should be able to make a hole in the island to get there.
I built a little station
Oh
there.
yeah, you did. Wow, that's quick. I was just thinking we're gonna run back and forth a lot, right? Because we're gonna forget things. But maybe it's just as quick to fly now that I'm thinking of it. So yeah, let's do that instead.
And we can bring this chest there, this choker, and
Yeah, I don't think we need that, but we do need my redstone box. Let's see if we have everything. We have detector rails and mine carts and coral and TNT. So what don't we have? We don't have a fence or wall.
we need obsidian maybe for the stations.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see if I have... Yeah, I have 11. Should be enough to stop it. Oh, I have 21. I found another stack in another chest.
Redstone blocks also. I see several.
Yeah, but not for the TNT duper. That's for like the rest of the
Oh,
mechanism, and we don't need that yet, so we can just ignore that part like a pro. So the TNT duper part. Oh, I don't have... Oh yeah, I have. Let me just change my settings for pick block, this button. Yes, thank you. Does Lightmatica have a different pick block setting? Select render colors. Pick block. Okay, to toggle the pick block, toggle option in general to the sprite so quickly to enable disable pick block is a key to
I think
kick
it's the
block
same,
the
isn't it?
last schematic block.
Oh,
Oh, interesting. Yes, pick block is working. But offset placement is still not working, and I don't know why that has stopped working. Oh, it's it. Did you already put the slime block here? Yeah, you did. Or I did. Someone did.
I did.
I was trying to place it and I couldn't. Place this one.
Yeah, these slime bugs are very hard to see if they're from the schematic are actually
Yep.
real.
That's also just powered by hopes and dreams. Interesting. This construction is funny. Okay, I think that's the main flying machine assembled. The TNT duper part not included though. Did you leave?
Sorry?
I said, did you leave?
No, I was just trying to
Oh, really?
mess with the rendering things to not to be able to see everything better, basically.
Who cares which kind it is? Lightmatica is like, no, it should be a dead tube coral wall fan, not a bubble coral wall fan.
Yeah,
So yeah, whatever.
who would have thought?
And then we can put this here, because that we're gonna need next time. Did you bring a wall?
Wall? Nope. Need walls for.
Oh yeah, we only need one, you know, for the stopping the minecart from flying off.
Oh, it's on the other side.
Thank you. Oh, it's actually the kind they used as well. That one and one of these and one of these. There we go. That should be all we need.
So do we need to, I imagine we need to build a return station first, right? At least something to stop with the other side.
Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking where we should place that block. We could place it on so Y112. I'm gonna write where this one is, because you always forget. So remember, standing on. Because I usually write down something, and then when I get to the other end, it's, you know, I wrote down the block coordinates for the block I was standing on, but it should really have been, I built it as if it was like where the block was, so it's one block wrong, like one block too low.
Yeah.
60,
So what Y coordinate are you in?
in the chat.
There you go. 1, 3.
But that's where this block is, so the other block should be, let's see, it should be 97 instead of 96. Last coordinate should be 1697. Okay, so how do we trigger this thing? Realized I probably have a button here. Yes, good button. They stay if you put them here. Trying to line up perfectly. There is no block there. I can tell you exactly where it should be.
I don't have any obsidian.
Wow, the clouds are glitching wonderfully on my computer. Can you see that on the stream?
Let's see. Oh, the stream is kind of frozen for me.
It's like lines across the clouds from left to right when they move. Maybe the compression on YouTube side takes care of it. But here it looks funny.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
I've not seen that before. It's a bit weird. It's probably the same problem they have with glass. Glass behaves weirdly on chunk borders. Sorry, where are you? I have obsidian.
Behind you.
There are some.
Okay. What? Somehow I stopped flying, but did not stay on the fucking block. Even using shift. Damn you. Okay. So what block this needs to be in?
If you turn around, it should be offset the same way as the block you're standing on now but on the other side. Like there, yeah. Yeah.
Here?
Perfect. You have to remove all of the dirt so we don't get stuck on something.
All of it?
Well, not all of it, but enough so we don't get stuck on something.
Yeah, here's for the side, so I think it should be fine.
Yeah. Should I start?
Without the TNT, I imagine?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just the flying machine.
Yeah. Did you double check the coordinates so they don't fly away?
No, I lined myself up and flew there, so.
Perfect.
And now we have TNT in place, so when it goes back, it would arm itself, hopefully. Let's just make sure we don't have any blocks it can get caught on underneath. If it just drops down, I don't want it to blow everything up. So now we're gonna have the suspenseful time because I have to pee the dogs. I'll be back in a little bit. I mean, if you can just launch it back and see if it works.
Yeah.
We should have to trigger the observer closest to you, like the one that will push the rest out. But I think you have to just use a 0 tick, so using another observer. If you use a button, you would push the front part out, and that observer would get triggered, and I'm not sure if it would just break. Well, I mean, if it breaks, it's one block apart, so it's no biggie. I'll be back in a bit.
Trying to get the machine to work again.
Why? What's not working?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know how to turn it on.
You wanna turn it on again?
Yeah, well, weren't we supposed to?
Yes.
It didn't come back, like I triggered the observer and then it came back, but now I just couldn't figure it out. I tried with some gravel on this observer, but
no,
yeah,
that won't work. It's because you need to trigger this observer.
I tried putting a button on the observer.
Yeah, well, I mean, the obvious thing to do is to put a button on the block. I guess you could put a button here, right? Okay, that worked.
Where is the button? Where did you put it?
It disappeared again.
Let me sleep, and then I'll go to the other side.
I mean, that seems to work. I'm gonna ruin the sand walls again, I assume. Yeah, because it's throwing off TNT to the side occasionally. Yep,
No,
there it goes. More down, 2 more. Okay, I mean, that didn't go terribly, I guess. I also guess we found, yeah, a tiny little lake. Going for my sponges, which I have somewhere. Done and done. Okay, so on this side we can use, oh sorry. This side we can use the same kind of trick as we did last time. You know, the ones that worked so incredibly well. Okay, well, I mean, that worked. Shall we launch it again? Did it just lose its TNT? Oh, it sure did. Why did it just lose its TNT?
This is the first time that it has TNT, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, well, I was more thinking it's nothing different with this design than the other one, I think. Like, the ones we've used before. Oh, come on.
Don't you need to put the TNT here? Ah, you have to wait until it stops.
I don't know where it's going to go, so I can't. Well, I mean, that doesn't work, right? I mean, if we lose the TNT, that's not really good.
Could it be because of how it got started? Like you put a button on the
Yes,
piston, right?
it could
And
be.
when I turned it back, I used the observer. Like I put a block in the front of this observer here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that changes anything.
No, neither do I, but it's possible that it does. So it needs to be like diagonally down from this one. Is that correct? It needs to be there. You're standing on the machine. Can you fly over? I'm not sure if it breaks or not. And I need more TNT. There. Did you start it back?
Yes.
Okay then.
I think the TNT is on the wrong place. Shouldn't it be directly below the wall?
Nope. Just when you, like the other kind, when you build it, that's where you put it, and then when it starts flying like out towards the sea, it will end up where this one is. It's because you can't put it here. If you do, you will just lose it. So either you put the TNT there first, and then the moment you put the minecart down, you'll ignite the TNT and it will fall. Or if the minecart is there, the activate rail is on and the block is powered. So as soon as you put the TNT there, it will just drop. So you have to put the TNT outside and have it glitch in, basically, in a way that doesn't destroy anything. Okay, so normally when this flies, it would be this one that's fired first. Which we can't, of course. Having a cold?
No, I think not. Just single sneeze. So is it working? Is it blowing stuff up?
Oh yeah, now it's blowing stuff up. Just not sure how it will work when it gets to the other end and we have to restart it. same place as last time. Well, you know what? Why don't you just leave it? Because that water wall will protect the blocks on the side, right? But they won't protect any blocks on this side, so just leave it and we'll repair all of it before we like run it. Well, I guess we wouldn't have to repair it at all. Yeah, before we run with sweepers, we probably do.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see if it works.
All right. How did you start it? By placing a
put
block.
a block on the observer.
Great. Then we should be able to build the return station here. So, I guess I have to design a return station for each side. So we can get it to go back and forth, and then we can just copy that and build the entire array.
Yep.
Let's start with this one, because this is going to be our starting position.
Essentially, it needs to be what? An observer, some redstone, and then
Yeah, trapdoor or something. The problem isn't that side, the problem is this side, because the observer on this side isn't accessible.
It's on the front, yeah. It's gonna be a weird thing. It's even possible. How do you, like, when you trigger this one, where do you put the button? You put it on the piston?
Yeah, exactly, on the correct piston.
Top piston?
Sorry?
Or the left? The top piston or the bottom piston?
Yes. I mean, only one of them work at that point, because the other one is trying to push into the obsidian. So it has to be the one that pushes away from the obsidian.
Okay, so it's the bottom one.
So I'm gonna try something here. See if I can get this to work differently. Yes, so button, sending it over to you again.
Oh, it's probably just my stuff. I was like, what? The TNT is no longer working. Oh yeah, it's because I'm flying, so I can't see.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit weird when you look at it from above sometimes. When it's too far away, it doesn't render the TNT, but it still renders the block updates, as in when the blocks disappear and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I have supplies. Let's see if we can build something on your end. Because this end should be the easy one.
Yeah, like maybe just an observer and a block right next to it, and that's it. And sorry, a gate, something stupid like that.
Do you have more dirt?
I do.
I have an interesting idea. What? Why did you pick it up again? I was literally standing on it.
The game doesn't want you to get my dirt, man.
Exactly. I'm dirt poor. Pun intended.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is, if I have this there, and then... Actually, that could be any block. It doesn't have to be obsidian, just because I had it handy. And then, if I put that there, it would power this block, right? And since we have quasi-connectivity, that should allow me to bake stuff, probably. Put in there for safety. No, no joy. Powering that space. Ah, I'm sad now.
So your idea was the obsidian powers the dirt that powers the piston.
No, the torch, the redstone torch that's on the outside of the obsidian, strongly powers the block above.
Oh, it's the...
Here.
Yeah.
And I thought that should power this, and it might through quasi-connectivity, I'm not sure. And if I do a block update next to it, it might extend. I should try. How can I do a block update that falls off? Or does it have to fall off? Okay, no. The answer is no. It does not work.
So can't we just put like an observer here and then make it power the piston on top of the observer or something like that?
Okay, so no one plays anything in front of that observer. We can
By
put
accident like this one.
we can put an observer here. No, not like that. Come on. Like that. That would trigger when it comes in. And then you could just have redstone dust. It goes like this, powering fence gates that we put in front of this. Where are my fence gates? So now, of course, it's going to trigger because I put the fence gates there, but... That's a hard no. Still have the TNT?
Yes.
Wow, that's semi-amazing. So this is the same problem I had last time, and the solution was to use a repeater of at least 2 ticks. Oh, it stole some dirt. Give back our dirt. Anyway, that should work for this side. Removing the dirt. Minus dirt. And for this side, I had an idea. I won't know if it works until it gets over here. I do love our dirt scaffolding. It's very classy. I mean, who needs bamboo anyway? You do know we have like a double chest of real scaffolding by now.
Yeah, but it's not dirt, man.
No, I think that's the point. And we're going. Come on, little machine, you got away. Yes, good. Good machine. I approve.
Let me remove the dirt. Oh, you're removing it. Okay.
So now, since I got it to park like this, we can do some parkour. I'm a dad, I'm allowed. We can basically do the same thing here. No, we can't. But if we power this block, that would power the piston underneath, right? Or can we power it directly? Yeah, we could power it directly, but it would get stuck here. So yeah, okay, obsidian it is.
Isn't it broken already? It's
No, depends. Maybe we'll see. I
because
don't think it is, because if we trigger the front observer now, this is basically how it was parked in their drawing. And it's easier for me to trigger the front observer piston pair than it is to trigger back here, because I have like nothing to work with. But I think we can do this. Right. Now we're gonna have to be careful again. Well, I guess we can do... This is having to think ahead 7 steps so you don't do anything stupid. Okay, so that, and then this. So this would then trigger through the same block as that. Yeah, that should work, hopefully. And now we need to do the same trick as before. We need to detect this coming in. Just trying to find a neat way of doing this. Really? Thanks for nothing. Because if I do this and put a block here, it would trigger the gate. So we can't do that. The only other option is basically to put one here. And then have a block and a block. Then we can have that there, to this, to this. That should work, because then we can put our delay here that we know we need. And then we can just put a redstone dot there. So this triggers, that goes through there. This triggers, it goes away. And we all live happily ever after. Shall we?
No, we can try.
I'm a genius. Well, I mean, at least it worked. So, if you stay here, then I'll go across and make sure that works. Well, I guess you only have to stay there until the yeah, great, halfway point. I'm gonna tick warp it anyway, so. Yes.
Okay. One working.
Perfect. Tell me when it's close and I'll turn off the tick warp.
Yeah.
Looks close. Isn't it close?
If you're gonna do that, you don't need to ask me if we look at it.
Sorry.
So, yeah. So let's see. Perfect. That is awesome.
Okay.
Working perfect.
We have return stations. Amaze balls. Then turn that off by removing the redstone dust or the repeater. I guess actually you could have an off switch for this. I'll build that later, because you could just permanently power the block that the or any block to keep the gate open, because if the gate is open and gets powered, it doesn't close, right? Like it needs to it opens. Yeah, no, it doesn't need to change. It opens when it gets powered and it closes when it gets unpowered. So if it's already powered, it won't just change. So we could just lock the gates open on that side to have this work. Do you have a lever on you?
I do.
Can you put that on the redstone dot block and just activate it? Ouch. Great. Just leave it like that and that should work. We don't need you anymore. So I think this is about what we need. Okay, so now it should just park. That's nice. Good job, everyone.
You mean you?
Well, I don't know. I always consider it a team effort when we do these things. So in my world, it's not just me.
I'm just encouraging you, basically.
And helping out. And keeping me company. I mean, all things that I appreciate, so. I'm gonna make some more so you can tell me if it breaks.
Yeah.
Because OBS keeps telling me it's reconnecting the stream, and I'm worried. It did last time as well, and most times it worked, but it was that one time when it actually didn't reconnect the stream. I also hope, yeah, okay, good. I realized I hadn't checked my mic on the stream. So it might have been the opposite from our first stream when people could just hear me and not you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I knew it was working because I had to mute it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Otherwise, I was hearing you twice. So
Well, I mean, it's worth it, right?
I suppose. Concrete.
Aha. Attack from above. Okay, so we need to power that block. Just trying, we should
What are you changing?
I'm not changing anything, I'm adding something. Like if we want this to work for all of it, we'll have to have a line going somewhere, right? So
I see. You want one
I'm
thing to turn it
making,
on or off.
yeah, exactly. We want to launch all of them, right? So I'm
Okay.
making the master line, and we also need something to walk on when we start building these things anyway, so
Double purpose.
yep, exactly. Wonder if I have enough concrete. Might have to make more concrete.
Want me to make more concrete? I don't know how to do it, but
In theory, it's simple, right? You mix 4 blocks of sand and 4 blocks of gravel with one color, in this case white, and you get 9 concrete powder? I don't know, 8 or 9 of that color. And then you place that next to water and it turns into concrete, and then you break the concrete. So not difficult, but time consuming. And I'm not sure how much sand we have left, since we've used lots and lots and lots of sand for the walls.
yeah, we're actually very low on sand apparently.
Yeah, and still haven't found a way to fix the gravity block duper in the end. You can do it.
Yeah, we like here we only have like 17 sand blocks.
Yeah, that's probably not enough.
So where do I have white dye? White dye. Yes, I have white dye. Concrete powder.
Been listening to the Encanto music album.
Yeah, I mean, you have kids, you kind of have to.
They're pretty good, actually.
I remember you mentioned that. Okay, so here you just put it. How do you make this thing work? You put it on water.
Yeah, if you walk around back,
Yeah, I can see it. The thing where you were.
yeah, there's a waterlogged stair in there. If you just place the powder against it, it'll turn into concrete, and then you can break it. So you put the concrete powder in one hand and your pickaxe in the other, and then you left click and right click at the same time. And it'll place the concrete powder and break it repeatedly until you have enough concrete. It's the poor man's concrete maker.
No silk touch, right?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Where's my stuff? Oh, there it is.
I put it into the water.
Against the waterlogged stair. It's basically just one air block where you can place it. Unless you're standing too far in, then you can't place it at all. So.
Yeah, I'm doing something stupidly wrong.
Don't say that.
Ah, okay. Good. I have a little bit of concrete, at least. Clearly not enough, but it's a starting point. So hello.
Hello. Oh, really? You're gonna be that way? Okay, well, fine. Fine! See if I care. Stupid game.
Well, I found some sand around here, so I'm just gonna grab it.
Yep. I mean, there is sand in some places that we haven't used up yet, I think.
It's probably sand with some of the walls that we had to build for the trenches.
I've tried to collect most of the boxes that we've had laying around, but I'm not guaranteeing I got them all.
Actually, a pretty decent patch of sand here. I don't know what was here, but oh, I see a lot of chests here. Oh. What was this thing?
Can I? Yeah, power 1. Good. I have it on the screen already.
Of course. I'm walking around trying to grab the sand that's just loose, and then I'm full. Nothing gets grabbed. Stupid thing. Okay.
Problem is that each repeater adds delay, but I guess that doesn't matter here. The only thing is we're gonna launch the machines in waves. Okay, and then that. I guess what we could do is, how many repeaters do we have? Might actually work. So we put all of these on 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1, and they should all launch together. Again, this should work. Okay, so what are we actually over on the main machine? We're not. This is one to the side of the main machine. That one is not relevant anymore. Okay. All right. I need. Where is it you change it? Here.
Just so you know, you're not tick warping, right?
No, no.
Okay.
Okay, so instead of those, we should have that. And this should go 2 blocks to the right. That's there, there, and then there. Thanks. Wow, that's a lot.
So you need these repeaters for a delay?
These repeaters?
Yeah.
No, it's because redstone falls off by 1 per block. So you have a maximum length of 15 blocks. So every 16 blocks you need to have a repeater.
Hence the name repeater.
Yeah. Lever, right.
Ah.
Let's make another placement. Can I?
Would be to continue building the concrete.
You can start building the next duper, basically. Maybe you want to build some kind of floor underneath to stand on when we build those. I don't know if it's needed.
Yeah, I mean...
did I send you all of those?
Very nice.
10, 40, 29, 60. Okay, so those are the right ones. It's complicated. 10. So this is not right. Oh yeah, that's the old one. 1759. Then which is which?
So I need observers.
Trying to get the next placement.
Weird, like when I put the like a slime block next to the other one, it seems like I have to click twice before it
Yeah,
actually...
I know. It started somewhere not so long ago. I've noticed as well that it seems to have some issues nowadays. Schematic placement, configure.
I always forget. So the observers go facing where you are clicking. Is that it?
And the power output faces where you're clicking, yes. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. Ah, it's because it's supposed to have one of those. So then it's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Good. I added another schematic placement after the first one, so I can continue.
Is there something I need to be worried about? Like, oh, if you put this piston here, it's gonna start the whole thing.
If you put anything in front of an observer, it might start.
Okay.
But since you don't really have any TNT in it, the worst thing that'll happen is that it'll fly away and never come back.
I consider that a bad thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
It won't
just me.
blow up anything, which is usually, the first thing you want to avoid when you're working with TNT.
Yeah, fair point.
So yeah, I don't know. Most likely you'll break something and you'll have to rebuild it. Don't place any TNT. We'll have to do that once we launch them the first time. Wow, it's not going to be enough with 2 placements.
Oh crap. So if I remove a block,
Yeah, any added or removed block would trigger the observer. So I mean, one thing you can do is not place the block behind the observer, which will mostly work. To have the case where
does it travel like diagonally?
does it what?
Like the power. So if I have a piston and then nothing below it, sorry, an observer, nothing below it, and then something
Yes.
to the back of the piston.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you have quasi connectivity. So if you have the piston shooting into air, but underneath that air block you have a piston, then the observer can still trigger the piston. So
Okay, so I guess I can remove this here, and now put this here, and now put this here. No, not like that.
schematic placements, this one.
So
Okay, now I have 3 placements.
Oh, I knew I needed something. I need cobblestone things. Oh crap, I don't have slots anymore.
Okay, and you will basically be dropping into the void, so I guess we won't actually need you. Okay, so this is as far as the signal has to go. Good. It's quite a lot of stations.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of machines that we can accidentally make. Start. So I think I built one.
You think you built one?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't started it, so. Where's the obsidian? Where did I put the obsidians? So the obsidian goes above that piston.
Yeah, I'm changing the wiring a bit because I realized it might actually be a good thing if we have delay between them, because then they won't all shoot each other's TNT everywhere. So we're less risk of ruining things completely, hopefully. Guess I'm going to be crafting some redstone components. Can I some stuff here maybe? gather. For it, we need 3 stone, 2 torches. Okay, so let's make a pile of torches first, which means let's make a pile of sticks first, because apparently we don't even have sticks. Okay. Spruce planks, please. Sticks, please. Those thingies, please. And a lot more where you came from. I ran out of repeaters when I had 2 left to place.
That's always awesome.
So now I'm making a few so it doesn't happen again. This is the where you would like to have a really good auto crafting station.
I don't know what that is.
Well, you can. We have auto crafting for some things in the farms. For example, we have auto crafting to make like iron blocks. No, actually, we don't have that. But to make ingots of the gold that the piglins drop, and then make gold blocks of the ingots. That's an auto crafting table doing that, so we don't have to. Oh no.
Can you just quick check if I'm doing something wrong here?
Sure. Something wrong as in building it wrong?
Yeah.
I checked the first one and the second one. They both look correct.
Okay, thank you.
So, did I break my placements out here? Yeah, I did. Yeah, or when you're done, you can just move it. Because you build everything you need to before you move on, right? So you can just move it.
Yeah.
Okay, what was I doing? Getting more of that. It's now that you're like really happy that you had a decent witch farm going since the start. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was good enough to give us enough material to do things like this.
What does the witch farm give you?
Redstone.
Oh.
You need dust. See, I don't know my own comments.
Also a slime farm, right?
Yeah, a slime farm as well. Yeah. they were both like slow and steady, but they over time, like if you're not building these things every day, then there isn't really a need to have the amazing super farms. Other than that, it might be fun to build them. But things like the repeaters, for each stack of repeaters, you need 3 stacks of redstone dust.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot.
Ah, come on, game. It's also why it's a good idea to have a stone farm. Because each also uses 3 stacks of stone. Okay. I'll take this. You can take that. Repeaters, that. This can go back there. Okay. Is that it? I can sleep close to bed anyway. These are the things I mean, like when I focus on crafting these things, unless the chat comes up on screen, there is basically no chance that I would see someone writing. And since it doesn't come up on screen, there is no chance that I would see someone writing.
Yeah. It is definitely a flaw, or...
Yeah, it's a severe limitation.
I don't know why they wouldn't notify you. Even like desktop notifications, right? Like normally they're bugging you to enable desktop notifications for everything.
Oh, did you run out of obsidian?
I think I have 2.
Maybe I need to dig up some more. Actually, you know what? I have an obsidian box. It's I've been in the nether and not been able to make a portal home. And that's why I have an entire box of obsidian in my in my ender chest. Okay, I need lots of slime blocks, I realize.
I have a stack here if you want.
Oh yeah, but we're gonna need more than a stack to finish, right? So I'm just gonna pick some up.
So pick minecarts if you can.
No, I
I don't
won't,
think we have enough.
but I'll pick iron blocks. And I can pick detector rails, because I think we have those. How many do you have?
I have 60, so this should be enough.
60. Yeah, that should be enough.
I can give you my hearth and...
Do you know what else we're gonna need?
Mm.
The stupid fans. There is no way we have enough coral fans for this.
Are you sure? I can go there and pick them up then.
Well, I
I
don't
have
think
only
we do.
one with me. I can give you
Oh, you don't
half
have to.
detector rails.
I can make a few boxes of mine carts as well. Oh, that was interesting. It's the downside of having all of these special fancy keys that when you manage to press one of them without needing to, all kinds of interesting things happen.
Yeah.
We went to the sea today. There's a cove a few kilometers away where our neighbor has like a boat dock that they made. And the kids wanted to bathe, so Malin, like we went there to bathe because Malin had promised them. But it's like Arctic temperatures in the water still. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, you know how, but why is this granite? I went to the dirt chest and I picked something that looked like dirt, but apparently it was granite.
Oh, I actually saw that and I thought, I wonder how this got here.
It's because the chests below are full. I took all of the boxes from your build and put them into the sorter a while back. Ouch. So it's basically the granite left over from your chimney and stuff. Anyway, I was gonna say, you know how when you first get in, it's so cold it hurts and then it passes, but I realized that you probably don't, considering where you live. But
Well,
when the water is really cold, it hurts when you first get in. The problem here
yeah,
is that it's so cold that it doesn't stop hurting, it just continues to hurt and it gets worse because it's
until you get
fucking
hyperthermia and just
cold.
die.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids were like very, very pink.
You like Nordics and cold baths. I don't know. There were some Russians
Yeah.
on our company. They also said like they have some traditions where some specific dates they just jump into the uh, frozen sea to commemorate the date. You know, like what? Do you want to die? Why? Why would you?
Yeah. But Russians are crazy. I'm not Russian.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually not that cold. In summer, it's fine, right? It doesn't hurt when you bathe here in the summer. But since this is the big sea, in quotes, big, it takes a lot longer for it to heat up.
Yeah. I mean, I can probably say that I've jumped in cold water, but you know, it's probably 0 degrees, maybe a little bit negative. You guys have crazy.
Now I think this is. I'm gonna make mine carts.
Oh yeah, that's what I want, and I also need corals. So I'm gonna go grab corals.
In the sea.
Okay.
I don't know how many coral fans we have.
Let me check our coral chest. I mean, I did grab a lot, but well, maybe not a lot enough. So 13, 17, 15, 19. I think we have enough.
Okay, that's good. I mean,
Like, it doesn't matter the type, right?
no, it
Eight.
doesn't. It's like any is fine.
Okay. So well, I'm gonna pick those up then. All of the coral fans we have. Yeah, together
There's
they're probably like 50, and I think we don't need 50 machines there, is there?
here.
50? I don't think so.
That's for you.
Oh,
The box full of wagons.
cool. This just always reminds me of Factorio's trains and signals. It's so cool to actually build train networks there.
Yeah, I've never played actually. Grim was interested for a while, but I think he lost interest. And if he doesn't play, I'm probably not going to have too many games in my book already,
Yeah, sure.
which is 2.
Exactly. Too many games. What the hell are you talking about, mate?
Hey, come back here, pickaxe. All right, I need this stuff and that and that. Yeah, I think I have everything. Fail all the way. I mean, first try. Yes, of course. Okay, so we have that part, and then we need a lot more. So underneath each of them we need to put a fence gate, but I can't actually get there until we do this.
Why are you doing this to me?
Did you run out of obsidian here?
Yes. Hell. Oh, what? Nice. God damn it.
Hmm?
Oh, I missed the thing so many times.
Oh yeah, that's my hobby. This is gonna be bonkers when we release this the first time. Oh no, come back to me. It's one of those weird things again where my screen doesn't update, but if I look at the stream preview, I can see that it's still moving. many fans did you find? Or you didn't count them because it was lots of different things?
Yeah, I'm on around 50. I put them on the box here in the middle, if you want to
Oh
pick it
yeah,
up.
no, I'm building the stations right now anyway, so it's fine. And also I have to go over to the other side and build those stations.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do here. And then we put TNT there when we make a mistake and it blows everything away.
I'm gonna put a backstop of obsidian on the other side, I think. So that if I misplace anything or the return stations don't work, it just crashes into that.
Yeah, and we don't lose all of this. I would appreciate it.
Yep. Oh, blessings, only 3 left. I'm placing fence gates on like 3 pixels that I can see from underneath. Basically no access to the place where I want to place them. Yes. Let's see if I get full marks. Yes, 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 yes. 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 There is one that I missed. All of the others have it. Did I manage to place it somewhere else? Or did I miss this one? Huh. Odd. Anyway.
Stupid.
Okay, but... But why? I have a fence gate here that's being weird.
Oh shit. What happened? Uh, Crap. I think I fucked everything up.
Break the machine.
Yeah, probably will have to. Like, did one thing out of order, and then...
Yeah, I know. It's like building flying machines is all about in which order you do things.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the TNT duping flying machines, you get like an extra layer of complexity. Because then you have the TNT that you need to... Oh, am I ruining this for you now? No, if I don't put that in, it should be fine.
Oh, I think now I lost the super jump thing.
Yeah. It's
No more beacons for me.
well, I can fix the other beacon if you want, so we have super jump.
Why do I have this thing here? Did you put them here? Oh, you put them here.
What did I put there?
It's just I tried to jump and then I saw I hit my head on something. And apparently it's because there is something there. And normally there wasn't.
Oh, I don't have the beacon overlay loaded apparently. Okay, so is there any way I can continue building these while you are doing what you're doing? That's not in the way. That's not in the way. I started building before you have, so if anything is in the way for how you build it, you have to tell me and I'll remove it again. The good thing is that when we are done here, we will have tested all of the flying machines. We know they work, right?
Yeah.
Which is like when things go wrong with these, it's usually when your TNT duping flying machines bomb your sweepers or something. But we can guarantee that's not going to happen because we will have run the TNT dupers a lot before.
Yeah, that's accurate. That is definitely true. Okay. So oh really? I ran out of sticky pistons?
If you're lucky, I have a stack on me, yeah. So I am above you. I'm gonna... Can you get to the slime block next to the wagon, whatever?
Yes.
This one, yeah. On that slime block are
Yeah, I can
sticky
see it.
pistons.
Perfect, thank you.
No worries. I don't need them right now anyway, so it's fine. It's funny that we spend like an entire day building what is essentially just a temporary solution.
Yeah, so that we can then build the real machine. I guess we should be used to it.
Like, is this less work than digging this out by hand? Oh yes.
Without a doubt. And I would say funnier, so.
Yeah, definitely more fun. It's at least a
Even
bit
if
more worried. Hi.
even if we make a mistake, like
Sorry,
unless it blows everything up, of course.
I have someone in the chat, and I didn't miss it for once. Hello, Mankey. No, you can't really. This SMP server is set up for originally for me and my kids, but I have also invited some friends from around the world, some with and some without children. But mostly we play on this server with children that have MPF disorders like autism, ADHD, and things like that. So it's kind of a special server. Thanks for the sub, by the way. And we'll again.
Yeah, I see one watching.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe
that
he's still there.
Well, that could be me, right? So
it could be, yeah. Well, another sub is a success, so still thanks. Really have to. I have written like manuscripts for, or synopsises at least, for a couple of more episodes. I just have to get to recording and editing them. But it is definitely more like tiring to do this than just holding a mouse button and digging in front of you.
yeah, I guess you can say that.
Yeah, my hands are starting to cramp because I'm pressing the same keyboard combinations over and over.
Yeah, definitely a problem.
Yeah, it's one of those problems, isn't it? Do you know why we have quasi-connectivity in Minecraft, by the way? That weird thing that air blocks can power things.
Don't tell me it's a bug.
Depends on how you see things.
It's a feature or a bug, right? So.
Yeah, it's the first redstone component that Notch made when he made Minecraft was the iron door, which is a door that can only be opened when you power it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he did the pistons, he basically copy-pasted the code for the door and edited it. But the door is 2 blocks tall, right? So the code for detecting when it should be powered or not is still that of the door. So the air block that you're powering is basically the top of the door, and the piston is the bottom block of the door. That's why it works.
Wow. And then, of course, it's been there for so long that nobody can
Yeah,
fix
now
it. No.
exactly, now they can't remove it because basically half of all of the redstone depends on quasi connectivity. Like this entire, and it's even quirkier because you can get into these states. You know, I said that the entire pusher line for the actual machine was quasi connective powered, and it's because it has redstone blocks next to it, and redstone blocks power the pistons so they're fully extended. But if you do that and then they push the redstone block away, so if you put a piston on its back with the piston head facing up, and then you put the redstone block on top of the piston head, what happens?
So it powers the piston, it pushes the redstone away, and then it unpowers itself.
Almost. It powers the piston and it pushes the redstone block away, but it doesn't depower until you give it a block update. If you place another block next to the piston, forcing a block update, then it will. Like then
What?
it will depower. But it won't depower because the redstone block goes out of reach. Yeah, you can try it. Just pick a redstone block and a piston.
Oh man, so
And
many.
that kind of quasi connectivity is very common.
Yeah, that is so weird.
Weird and
This,
wonderful.
yeah, this is why like I've seen other people mention like one of the most polished games ever for this stuff is Factorio, because they
Yeah,
build it thinking about it. Like,
yeah,
okay, we want this to be a building game with circuits and fluids and all that thing, and like they are actually nerds for this stuff. So I've seen so many people like, oh my god, I finally tried the game and it's the most polished game I've ever played. And it's true, like it's not the most pretty visually, let's say, but if you look at everything that they built around it, like convenience for how you configure stuff, how you build things, how you progress through the game, like everything is so polished.
yeah. It's Factorio and Terraria were the two games that came out of the Let's Copy Minecraft wave that actually became good games on their own merits.
I think Factorio was different, but I could be wrong. I think it started more like about the pollutions and aliens and building stuff, which is different from Minecraft, right? Like Minecraft is like build anything. It's more about
Yeah,
factory.
it's famously storyless.
But yeah, I'm 100% sure it influenced it. It probably influenced pretty much every game that has any sort of resource management
Yeah.
and digging and things like that, because you can't say it's different.
I'm done on the first side, so I jumped over to the other side and started the return stations.
Cool. So you're here. Did you test it?
How do you think I'm going to test it?
No, I mean, I heard some weird noises and I thought, well, maybe he activated something.
Well, when I placed the what's it called? When I placed the fence gates, they were already powered, right? So each time I placed one, it opened. That should be the only noise you heard. The rest should just have
Yeah.
been block placing noises.
Yeah, it sounded like a gate. I probably like a gate very far away, but a gate. Several gates.
A Stargate?
Yeah, not that one. Well, I wouldn't know the noise, unfortunately.
What? You're telling me you don't watch Stargate?
Nope. Never did.
Huh. Oh, really? I brought 3 stacks. Come on. Well, it's about 200 blocks long. Or wide, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had 3 stacks of dirt and that wasn't enough, but it's not a lot. So let's see. 3 stacks, that's 180, 90, 192, right? So I already did 192 blocks.
Okay, so this is the thing. And
Yeah, maybe more like 250.
no. Let's do
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the way. Yeah, good.
No more slime blocks. Did you bring that chest with? Oh, yeah, that wasn't
Did I
on that
bring
chest.
what?
No, the chest with sticky pistons.
No, it's still up there.
Servers. Yeah. Okay. I need slimes. Hello, slimes. I need a lot of you. Hmm.
Have you played more Elden Ring?
After I beat the game, I lost interest. I played a little bit more. Like I tried to build a mage, a caster style character. But I was a bit disappointed because like the game has so many spells, but only like a few are really viable, to actually do something with it.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to just do the same thing over and over again. So it's just a simple spell that's like, shoot this pointy thing that goes towards that target. So it's really not different, I suppose. So I I don't know, I got bored. It was a little bit too repetitive in some ways. Because then you already beat it, right? Like so you know most of the bosses, and so it's no longer a novelty factor on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
But isn't
basically
it like, do you beat all the bosses on a playthrough, or is it varied so that there are different bosses?
it's so they believe on a thing. I don't remember the name now, but it's like completely. Uh, every time you play, it's completely different, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely not. I did not defeat every boss in the game. Most of the bosses actually are optional. So, you know, you can go through an entire playthrough and not even get 50% of the world actually discovered, or all the stuff, all the quest lines, all of the stories.
Yeah, because that's what I understood it as. It's being a big world with like lots of different paths.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, if I like on this playthrough, I would definitely do a few things differently and just change a little bit how I approach the game. But it's still, for the majority, at least on the beginning, it's the same. So I was like, it's not cutting it for me, so let me just leave it there. I will probably play it again, but you know, a lot of people like PvP, and that's a whole different story, right?
Yeah, like, I never liked PvP, probably because I suck. I did some PvP in World of Warcraft together with my brother when we had in the good old days when we had our both our paladins. It was basically paladins were kind of ridiculous in the beginning because they had free bubbles like invulnerability spells with different cooldowns. So if you had 2 paladins, you had basically, I mean, you couldn't be constantly invulnerable or anything, but like it was still any other class. As soon as they popped their main DPS things, you just bubbled and waited for theirs to like run out, so they could never do maximum DPS. And also Peter played the Retribution Paladin, which is the melee DPS Paladin, and I played the Healer Paladin, which was back then the, well, still I think, the best single target healer in the game. So the Retribution Paladin doesn't deal a lot of damage, but it has plate armor, unlike all of the other caster classes, and he also had me as a healer, a very tanky healer that you can't just kill and move on to the other guy, right? Because you have a plate wearing healer that can actually damage you if he wants to. So the combination was, let's say, difficult for many.
Let's say difficult. Yeah, I can see that. I was reading the other day about the new Diablo. Have you heard about the controversy?
No, what's it this time? Can they ever
because,
make a game without making it a controversy?
I don't know. I mean, depends if you want to be a greedy fuck. Then
well, I guess the answer is no then, because they do want to be greedy fucks.
Exactly. Which is basically what happened, right? So the controversy is that to get the top tier equipment now, which is Diablo is basically all about that, right? Like for the hardcore gamers is getting equipment, top tier equipment and all that. So they have their gem things and slots and things that you can upgrade your equipment with. And to actually get to the best one, you actually have to spend, I think, $110,000. $110,000.
What?
To get that. Yes.
That's not even a reasonable amount of money to spend on a game at all.
Yes. That's hence the controversy.
Yeah, well, that's just stupid.
And then everybody was like, but you don't need to pay it if you want to play the game, which is, technically correct. But if you want to actually be good at the game, you actually need to, because it's like
But it
the thing is
basically
not
means
even
that the top tier PvPers are basically the ones that have someone sponsoring them so they can buy that stuff.
Exactly. It's like you don't even buy the item, you buy a loot box to make the item. So, it depends. It still depends on chance. So you can actually go above that. That would be, just statistically, you should get at around $110,000.
Completely reasonable.
It's just absurd. And you know, a lot of people even said like it's such a shame because the game is actually not as bad. You know, it's free to play, and it's actually good. So
Do they have a
they
Mac
just,
version?
uh, I think it's mobile, right? I think this one
What?
is mobile actually.
Who would play that game on mobile?
I don't know. I imagine a lot of people. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it, right?
Yeah, you would think. Because we have played Terraria and started on mobile, but as soon as we tried to like basically kill the first boss, sorry, it became apparent that you can't really play that game on
Yeah.
mobile. I mean, you can, but you can't really play it, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, it's like
even the
Minecraft.
easiest boss was very difficult, and if you play on a computer instead, it's trivial, right? Because it's all about the entire game, all of the boss fights build on mobility, and mobility in that game is jumping, flying, hook shots, blah blah blah. Like doing all of that and shooting accurately at the same time on a mobile phone, it's hard. I mean, I bet there are great Terraria players out there playing on mobile, but I would guarantee that if you did speedruns or anything, the PC players would win it because it's so much easier to control your character.
Yeah, it's not even a contest.
No, exactly. It's not even a contest.
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe you remember, maybe not because you don't follow this stuff, but this was one of the biggest uh, failures of BlizzCon actually, because they were like, you know, let's generate like every BlizzCon you have like a big announcement, right? And the big announcement that they had was Diablo Immortal, which is the mobile game. And
Okay.
then everybody started literally booing them. You know, like their entire fan base has been PC gamers forever.
Yeah, it's kind of not smart, is it?
Then they were like, so the big surprise this year is we have a mobile game. What? Then it's like it became a meme because then the guy was like, everybody booing him, and he's like, what? Don't you guys have phones? And yeah, like it did go really well, and apparently it wasn't even made by them, by Blizzard. They just outsourced that to a Chinese, like Nexon Games, I think, which are known for building these types of money grab games, right? So it's not like it was even uh, that hard to predict. Oh shit!
Yeah,
You just
it's. I mean, yes, it's a business, but still, you would hope for some. You know, all of these studios like Blizzard and who's left really? But Westwood Studios, Blizzard, lots of Activision, lots of them were started by people who loved computers and computer gaming. And now they've become the soulless corporations that they sought to be different from.
yeah, but I would argue that the majority of the people that are there now are not even aware of the people that started it, right? Like
No, sure.
everybody that started just left probably years ago.
But
So
it's, oh yeah, I mean, they probably checked out way, way back. But it kind of, is it possible to keep a company or have a company at scale and keep the soul that you had when you started? Like, or is it inevitable that you're gonna lose your soul to money?
That is a great question. I don't know. I really do think it takes a lot of effort and will, basically. Ah, come on. I keep falling. Um, like, take the example. That's, I think, what the key, what you said, is a scale, right? And I probably would say no. Because, the examples that I have from companies that kept their cool and their soul and whatever, they're always small, right? They kept small. They don't want to grow exponentially like those companies. And at scale, I think it's impossible. It's literally why a company exists, is to make fucking money.
Well,
Like,
it
so it's the only
depends.
purpose. It's not
Is it?
nothing else.
I think that's wrong. I agree that corporations are only there to make money, but not. I mean, yes, companies do have to make some slash enough money to sustain themselves. So as far as that goes, yes, but it doesn't mean that every company would sell its soul for more money, right?
I think inevitably, because once you get, for example, once you go public, what happens is you
Yeah,
have basically
that's
an obligation
yep.
to do whatever it takes to increase profits, no matter what. So, given the option of staying true to maybe the vision, or whatever you want to call it, versus screwing people over and getting X% more, they will always choose that. You know, it's like the I was thinking about, we talked a little bit about the movies. How today they're just machines, content machines, right? The majority of them.
Yep.
So, uh, and I was really thinking about it. Like, it's pretty obvious that you're hurting the hardcore fans, right? Like, the fans of whatever it is are probably not going to be happy when you systematically destroy the characters that existed, because you will keep producing content and that's it. So, in essence, it's not that they're dumb, but like, yeah, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take this character that has always been like this and then change it completely for no reason. They do it because they know that in today's climate, it will resonate better with a larger audience that is easier to please. So you're effectively changing the fan base, right? From the people that once cared about the characters or the story or whatever you want to call it, and now it's whatever, just keep pumping out content
Yeah,
for whatever is.
the problem
Uh,
is, I guess, that there are always more of the other kind of audience, right? The not discerning and not hardcore fans audience is per definition not as many, or are
exactly.
per definition more than the hardcore fans of any franchise.
Yep. And it doesn't matter because even if you piss off the majority of your fan base, if you replace that with a bunch of people that don't care and like that, oh, now we have broken the rules of the universe, but we have this character is now gay, represented, like, for wokeness sake. And if that, if enough people do that, then they are, in a way, just replacing you. I think that's, it's the only thing I could think of that would make sense, right? Or maybe I'm just missing the, I forgot the name of the guy, or the very stupid reason that they're doing this, and I'm just not stupid enough to understand it. Maybe they just are that dumb. It's just, it sounds not like, it sounds kind of impossible because of the money involved, right? But at the same time, when you start to see the flops and the bad, uh, movies, even like 300-400 million dollar movies that are complete disasters, maybe it is just stupidity, maybe it is.
Sometimes you get very frustrated when you see which projects, like they cancel some really good ones, like Firefly is one that I really liked, that was not super expensive to make, etc. Good characters and blah blah blah. They cancel that, and then they give, millions to some shitty manuscript that, like, when you read it, you go, but yeah, this is a B movie. It's like straight up, this is never going to be a good movie. It's just a B movie.
Yeah, I really don't know. Like I have an example, like that Critical Drinker that I was mentioned the other day. He has a series of production disasters, right?
Mm-hmm.
He basically goes through a few movies that have been known to be disasters, and he did one for the Justice League movie.
Yeah.
And that was everybody kind of hated the movie, and it was pretty fucking bad. And then when he starts going through the story of what the fuck happened, you have no idea. Like, they just fucked up in so many levels. They switched writers, switched directors, actors. Like, they delayed stuff so long that some actors were no longer in shape. They maybe there was one that I didn't even know, like the Superman actor. He was doing another role where he had to have a mustache, and so that he couldn't remove the mustache because he was making both movies at the same time because they delayed the Justice League one.
Yeah.
And they had to reshoot, so they basically CGI'd his lips.
Ben Affleck.
No, that one was the other one.
But Justice League, the Justice League movie, Ben Affleck played Batman, right?
Yeah, but it's not Batman. It's
okay,
the
it was
Superman.
another one. Superman.
Yeah, I forgot the name. It's the guy that makes Geralt now. But yeah,
Yeah.
he had to have his lips basically photoshopped because he couldn't take off the mustache. And then, like, when you look at the actual scenes, you're like, oh my god, this looks so bad. I cannot believe I didn't see this. And when you realize that actually it was supposed to be 2 movies, and they had to cut half of it to make it to the dates they wanted to actually premiere, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had to do it like a end of the year release, and fuck it, too much money spent already, so do it. And they cut half of the movie. Half. Like, how do you cut half of the movie and not lose the entire sense of the movie? That's why you can see scenes where the character.
That's easy. It's a Peter Jackson movie that he got to direct and film. In that case, you can cut more than half of the movie and still get 3 of the best movies ever made.
Yeah. Oh, what? What? What?
You have mobs.
Yeah. A little zombie tried to kill me.
Yeah, because it's not lit up, dude, and we have lots of different blocks. I was gonna go over and place torches, but I figured we'd do that when we tear down the scaffoldings. We don't have to torch things that we're not actually going to use.
Uh,
So sorry.
and like, so no problem. It's like I was just surprised, let's say. And there is like I want to maybe one day if I have the willpower, watch the new cut from the movie, because the director cut from that movie is 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Which you kind of understand then, like, yeah, like if you wanted to ease in the story, get more context on the characters, build up situations, you plan to have 2 movies,
But
you
so
would have all that,
they
right?
filmed all of it, but why did they cut half of it then? Like they didn't have time to do the editing?
Yeah, they decided that it had to be one movie only, and it had to release on that date for a bunch of weird reasons. I think there was going to, like, it was mid acquisition from one company, from the Warner Brothers, I think. I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
So like a bunch of external factors, like things you just, unless you actually follow this stuff, you would never know. Because when you look at it on the screen, you're just thinking like, how can they make such a bad movie, right? But the
Yeah, I
reality is
guess it's the same as for us, right? Like we get into projects and everyone working there is competent and the product ends up being shit anyway
exactly.
because
And
management
then you're
never listens.
exactly, nobody knows why. Well, the people involved know why, but if you look at it from the outside, it's always like, this is madness. Why did somebody do this?
Like, did we talk about the Swedish school admin system that they did?
I know, I don't remember.
I think maybe we did because I remember you telling me about the Brazilian train ticket system that was not great and got hacked the first day, basically.
I actually don't remember that, man. Maybe I'm getting too
I
old.
think it was a simple thing. It was that the tickets weren't like invalidated once they were used. So basically, you could get one ticket and then you could just copy it to all your friends, and you could all go on the train using essentially the same ticket because the system couldn't distinguish between like the tickets were like money. One was the same as
Yeah.
another. So if you do that, then you get problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, the Swedish school system was they were building a new system to handle homework, communication between school and parents, things like that. So nothing super advanced. It's a communications platform with some extra admin features for the school staff. But it's like we did a rough back of the envelope calculation, me and the several other senior developers at the job I was on when this happened. And we calculated that for like 15 million, we could get about 10 people and 3 years and do it.
I think it's coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, and they spent, I don't know how long, but it was like, as usual, 8 years or something. And this is Swedish crowns, so uh, billions, like 1 point something billion crowns. So over 1,000 millions on something that then when they launched, one of the reasons that it got so much press was that when it launched, they had the ID of someone was in the URLs, like no UUIDs but numerical IDs. And
Mm-hmm.
if you were logged in, it didn't check if you had access rights to the entity you were looking at. So it authenticated you, but it didn't authorize you. So if you were logged in, it was basically just the front-end app keeping you from seeing things you shouldn't. And that's, that's a newbie mistake, right? Like if you do that on your first year as a developer in the web space, then fine. But like everyone learns this very early on, that you can never trust the client, right? And this isn't a multi-million-dollar, super large project with all of the fancy consultancies working on it, etc., etc. And you're like, how is this possible? And it's like those movies. It's like
Yeah.
everyone working in that project probably screamed at their managers for years, but too much politics, too many different people, too much like shift in the environment around it, etc. And that's what you end up with. Why is
Yeah.
this lit up? Ah, you have torches. Oh. Fancy pants.
I think it's so. I guess to come back to the original thing we were talking about. I think that's why it's impossible to not lose your soul, basically, once you get to scale. I think it's just natural evolution just happens because the objective is always to just profit. Maybe we'll somebody will prove me wrong at some point, but when I look at these companies, like the only examples I have of companies that haven't lost their souls are companies that are small, like 37 Signals, for example, right? Like the DHH has several times mentioned, like, well, people ask me why don't you grow, and why didn't you make way more products and grow the company, etc. She said, well, why do I want to do that? I will lose control over stuff. We will drop quality. You will no longer know the people that you're working with. And you will become a soulless corporation at some point, right?
Yep.
It's an active choice from him to say, yeah, I don't want that. And then he can maintain control over him. Like, you can argue if you like or don't like or what he does, right? But it's his choice. He chose to do that, and that's how he wants to work with. And the company is his, and he can make the choices to pay above uh, salary bands for everybody, and try to make the best company that he thinks works for remote work and all that. So it seems to me like it only works at small scales. Like, given even simple stuff like here on on Shogun, I can tell you how much worse it got once we went from maybe 10, 15 developers to 40. It's just you lose control. It's just managers on top of managers to just manage this stupid complexity, and then they don't have a clue on what they're doing, and nobody knows where to go, what to do, what are the objectives, and then they need to figure out a way to do it, and then it's always something like, let me look at what's trending right now on Silicon Valley. Oh yeah, the new word is X, and then
Yeah, I had a friend in the same project that we did the back of the envelope calculation on the big school system. He that project also had very, very much of what you're describing, the just buzzwords thing. And he coined the term, or I don't know if he coined it actually, but I heard it from him. he called it marketecture, as in marketing doing architecture. And that was such a good term for it. It's like, yeah, that's exactly it. And in that case, it was microservices. Like marketing, what we're talking about microservices.
Which, you know, why would marketing know about the tech stack that you're using?
Yeah,
Right? Like
but it's like you say, like everyone else were talking about migrating to microservices, blah blah blah. It was the buzz, and then they had to have microservices because obviously it's better, right? Because everyone else is doing it. It's the cargo culting thing. People doing
yeah,
things without knowing why they do things. We tried to explain to them that like doing microservices, especially for the part of the application that we were responsible for, were like idiotic because it was so small. It would have been so simple to write it as one single application, and adding all of the overhead of microservices and all of the message buses and shit that went with that. That's what took all the time in the project. Like if we had got to do it as a monolith, we would actually have been done on time. But now we weren't.
yeah. I've heard of the other term, which was resume-driven development.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
like that.
where people just want to use the technologies that look good on the resume.
Yeah, it's similar to this one that you described, but it's developer centric, right? Like it's when the developers working on it want to pad their resumes,
Yep.
so they will use the same buzzword style of development just to, you know, get their next job. And it works, right? If it didn't work, we would have this happen once and then goodbye, right?
Yep. No, of course it works. The contract that I left recently, one of the major problems with that was the CTO. Looked very much like she didn't really care about the project or product. She was just looking for the next leg up on her political journey. I'm done, but I'm not gonna help you because you have like less than 2 left, and I think I'm just gonna be in the way anyway. So I think you do it a lot quicker than me right now.
Yeah, I kind of got in a groove now.
Yeah, exactly. That's usually what happens. Yeah, so she she didn't really do what was in the best interest for the organization, in many technical people's opinions at least. And now, when I was in Stockholm last, I met up with my manager from that contract just to keep in touch. He lives in Stockholm and he has lots of contacts with other companies doing startup stuff. So it's a good contact to have. And also, I mean, he's nice. I like talking to him. Um, anyway, they have had to. So the reason I had to leave and many others were that they were looking for a Series C, and they didn't get it. And since they didn't get their Series C, they couldn't afford to keep people around, which is like fair enough. I'm a contractor, that's life, you know. But before then, they had started taking on lots of Go developers. And the reason they did that was because they were going to transition from Ruby to Go. And that's fine, you know, I don't mind Go. Go is a technically good language. I just don't personally like it, but who cares?
Yeah,
It doesn't give me joy when I work in it. That's why I don't do it, basically. But anyway, when I talked to him, they had to pare down their personnel even further. So they had to let a lot of people go from that were like even employees, not just contractors this time. And she had left, which is kind of, confirmation that she was mostly there for her political career and not for the company's good. So when the going got tough, she got going. That's an interesting company.
It's weird, right? Like, I feel like this world is it's just weird. Like, I feel like it's so easy to game if you don't have any moral compass.
Scruples. Yeah, exactly.
If you really don't care about this stuff, you go, oh shit.
Did you fall off?
Yes, on the last block from the last thing, I think. But yeah, like if you don't have any moral compass, you can get away with so much.
Yeah, I have a friend who's also sole proprietor. No, he's not actually, but he has his own company. It's slightly larger than ours. But we have also had that discussion that if you only didn't care, right? Like, oh, how much money you could make, etc.
Do you have obsidian? I need obsidian.
No, I
much.
just I know, but I just put all of it in the chest. So it's in the stone chest, the bottom one, bottom row, I think.
Okay.
That's easiest to put in from the top, though, the last obsidian block. So if you walk along the power line on top, you should be able to put that in.
Yeah. Okay, so where is this? Obsidian.
So do you think you built them all right?
I mean, I think so. I really hope so.
I'm leaving a dirt block on each, and that's for a reason. That's where we're gonna place the TNT against.
I have, one of my co-workers now has managed to lose all of my respect, basically. Yeah, we have this problem with Magento. I think I mentioned to you that we're going to do something, and Magento just doesn't really support the thing in that way. And so we had a choice, right? Like, we could try to do it ourselves, build all the integrations to payment providers ourselves, or we could try to hack it away on Magento, right? Just find a plugin and try to do it on Magento. And nobody has any knowledge on PHP or Magento, right? So we went to an agency, and the agency quoted like a ridiculous amount of money, like $60,000 or something.
I think you mentioned last time.
So they finally got to that, but the problem was not even the money, right? From me, it's bad enough, but it was not about the money. It was just about, they said like, oh yeah, sure, like give us, 2 months, and then we can do this thing. Like, what? 2 months? In 2 months we can probably learn PHP, create the fucking plugin, and get ready before maybe a month goes by. It's ridiculous. So then we had the choice, right? Do we stick with them? Do we try to do it ourselves, or do we try to not use the Magento plugin and just build each payment provider separately?
Mm-hmm.
And basically they said, oh, okay, well, let's try to do it ourselves. And then the guy just came in and said, oh yeah, well, why don't we offer that money to us to actually make it happen? Like, we were going to pay the agency.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what? And this is like, I was asleep when they were talking about this, and so I didn't have any talk on it, any say on it. And basically he pitched that he would get paid to do this thing outside of work hours himself, and like with like behind closed doors, right? Like, he would just do it outside of the company.
Yeah.
In overtime, when the guy is kind of slacking off on his day-to-day job. So what would actually happen is he would use his day-to-day job time to make this behind closed doors thing, and even get a bonus after it. And get look good for the VP of engineering and the director.
Yeah.
What a fucking
and get paid.
and get paid extra for slacking off. What a fucking motherfucker, man! Like, he lost every single chance with me after that one. What I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna call on his bullshit. Basically, if he's taking like weeks to get something that could take days done. So now every single time I have a chance, I will basically say, "Oh, so why isn't this done yet? This should be done already. This should be done already. Why is this not done yet?" I will just point out how fucking slow and fucking how he's actually slacking off and using that to his advantage. Because this is just insane. Like, why
I mean,
do people
I
do this
think that
stuff?
it would have been nice if the company had put that money up, or a part of it, because I mean they have to deduct the cost of your salaries, but they could have put it up as an incentive or a bonus, right? Because as he said, they were prepared to put that money towards external developers doing it instead. So apparently the money wasn't the issue.
Yeah, but even then, like, this is just an excuse for the company to not hire somebody or get more resources, right? Like, this is just like any other task. The only difference is, oh, it's in PHP and you need to learn Magento. Sure, it might not be like, and it's fine. You want to you want to be a workaholic and work on your, leisure time. That's one thing, but to slack off on your normal day-to-day job, get extra money, and at the cost, at expense of the rest of the team, right? Because somebody has to pick up that slack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that just pissed me off so much. It's like, oh my god.
Can you double check that all the buying carts are in place? I found one that was missing and put it in, but just fly over with FreeCam and see if you can spot anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, good.
Oh, I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without cards. What? Did I miss so many cards? Guess
Well,
I
I
am.
have the box of carts on me, so it might be a problem replacing them.
Yeah. I will probably come steal your parts now.
Yep, that's fine.
Oh. No!
What?
The shulker box just fell. I fucking lost it. Hitboxes. Where are your hitboxes? What? Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, it's an Enderman. What the fuck?
Did you look him in the eyes?
No. I was looking for a shulker box, and
Yeah.
I found. Well, I guess it's. Yeah, I think I picked it up. Maybe I picked it up and didn't even see it. Okay, so let's do the missing cards. Okay, so you have cards, you don't have. Oh no, they all have cards. It was because I was flying. And the
You
entity
were too far away.
Fuck. Okay, so let me just run and try to see if I missed any. I think not.
Well, you can stand in the middle and it should render all of the entities, right?
Yeah, probably.
TNT.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I see them all here.
Mambo Jumbo usually says in these situations, backups have been made, but in our case, backups most certainly have not been made.
What? What do you mean?
No
Save it now.
I'm
Oh, man,
confident that I
a mistake.
made everything correctly on the other end. So you can do the honors.
Oh shit, dude. I'm nervous if I made a single mistake. Okay, where is the... Oh, here it is, switch. Okay, here it goes. 3, 2, 1.
Did they all
This
leave?
is... I
Oh, it
think
looks like.
one of them stayed.
Okay, go see if you can get that running. I will put all of the TNT in place. All right, someone must be on the other end, otherwise they'll all break.
Oh, you want me to go? I can go.
I can go, but I have to put all of the TNT in place, otherwise they'll return and we'll have to do it all again.
Ah, just one, man. Maybe I made a mistake on that one.
Yeah, or I did a mistake with the launcher. It's completely possible to, you know.
So this side should automatically move back.
It should turn them around, yes. Are they across already?
Yeah. They all turned around. No, one of them got stuck.
Okay.
Oh no, it turned around. Yeah, it got stuck. Yeah, so one of them stuck. So do you want to stop it now so we can fix those two things, or do you want to keep it moving?
My plan right now is to not blow everything up.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Oh. Well, actually, if I turn it off, they'll stay here, right?
Yeah.
So it's fine, they should all dock now.
They're all like... Yeah. Okay. So what is different from this one?
Oh, did I place that stupid TNT one wrong? No,
You're
I
checking
didn't.
the one that didn't go?
Yeah, the one that didn't go is... something is weird.
Yeah, let me move the schematic placement so I can see.
Yeah, because it's one step wrong, right? It should be... I don't know if it moved one when it started. It must have, right? Let's see. Piston, piston, observer, which is facing the right way as far as I can see. I don't see anything materially wrong with this one. That's correct. That's correct.
It does seem to be, yeah, like one of the pieces is sticking out, right? Like the S shape thing is one block away.
Oh. Do you know what it is? There's an extra
What?
observer on top. Found it.
Oh.
Somehow that shouldn't be there. Okay, and how can we get this going now? I guess if we just put any block here, it should back in. Or fly the other way, whichever. Will that interfere? Oops. It has a dirt block in front of its face now.
Yeah. Maybe I can probably hit it before it.
Yeah, you mean when standing there?
Yeah. Meanwhile, you can check why the return station didn't work for that one. Because I looked and I couldn't see anything different.
Yep, checking. Well, that one has an extra slime block in front of its face. So that was
then it's my mistake.
Easy fix.
Yeah, then I forgot about it. Because I used that extra block to get the observer.
Yep,
in.
and then you forgot to
remove it.
But man, that was good. 2 mistakes out of all of this. That's really good.
Oh, it stopped. God damn it.
Uh-huh. You double triggered the observer. Well, if you try to put a block in front of that one again, it should go back, right?
It will? Okay. Well, it
I
didn't go back.
guess not then. I'll be over there. I'm just waiting for this one to dock. Oh, you got it started.
Yeah, it didn't go back, but I could, similar to the other one, I just removed that block on the front and
Yeah, once it stopped. Okay, good. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that would break it or not, but it looked like it could potentially break it.
Why is this one different? Oh, I think this broke the return station.
Yeah, it probably pushed the gate out.
Shit. So
Break the gate and put it back.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, you might need to scaffold a bit.
Oh, of course I don't have any slots anymore. So I got my gate here, and I need to put the gate here. And how do I put the gate in here? Okay, I think it's there. I mean, it looks like the other ones. So, oh, there's an extra block that I put here. Yeah, it looks like the other ones. So, yeah, actually good.
Okay. Launching.
Are they with the TNT now?
Yep.
Oh my god, I can see everything getting destroyed. This is so cool, man.
This is a bit more serious than the one we did before.
Yeah. Look at all of that TNT, man. Did you clean up the wheat farm before?
No, but I don't care.
We have enough. Okay. It's so cool to see this.
Do I have a bed? Yes, I do. I want to see it in daylight.
The witches dying.
No, I'm too far away. Stopped rendering for me.
Yeah, I can see it now.
I see we have to pause it again.
Oh, what?
Lots of water down there.
Oh, okay.
And the machine seems to be fine.
There is a lot of water.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. And that's the downside of doing it this way, that we don't get any automated water removal, right? Now this is a pretty good screenshot. Well, I guess with that parking, we'll have to leave it until next week.
Yeah. Well, need to clean up quite a bit. I see a lot of lakes, a lot of lava lakes. But this was an amazing job, man.
Yeah, great work. Just, I mean, 2 mistakes on these many TNT dupers. Man, when I built the small ones for the trenches, I made more mistakes. A lot more.
Yeah, there were some days that we were like, ah, shit, how do I fix this? And then it flew away, and then it broke it again, and then we had so many attempts. And the docking stations worked perfectly, like they
Yeah,
all work in sync.
wow, the witch farm is decimated, man. There's like nothing left. And that's just one flyover. Amazing. Yeah, this is probably gonna go pretty quick. Then we have all of the funny ghost blocks. Oh, right. There is also a waystone here where your base used to be. Hanging in midair. I don't know if that's destructible.
Maybe it's not.
No, I would guess that it's probably not. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can do some water removal until next week, maybe, if I play. To be honest, though, I will probably play Civilization 6 if I play. I'm kind of into that right now. Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, for a first test run, that was impressive and cool and stuff. Really
If you
looking
ever want
forward
to play
to... Sorry?
Civ 6, if you ever want to play Civ 6 on your, with somebody, I am, a call away,
Mm-hmm.
message away, I guess.
You want to play co-op or against each other?
I would probably say co-op at least to learn the game, because I haven't played Civ in many years. Guess you don't really change too much on Civ games,
No, it's, I mean, all the basics are the same, but
but it's only if you want to, man, because I know it's sometimes cool. You just want to play alone, so
yeah, I'm trying to beat it on deity still. Getting there, getting
that
closer.
that is the difficulty level.
Yeah, it's they have like 7 or 9 difficulty levels, and deity is the highest one. The computer has like a 33% science advantage and stuff. They start with 3 cities and blah blah blah. It's like the advantage the computer has when you start in deity is pretty ridiculous. So if you even get close, that's well done. Anyway, super fun, great work. So happy it worked.
Yeah, I was very nervous that I made a mistake on the thing, and the TNT was going to, I don't know, blow in place, if that's even a thing, and then we would lose all of this work.
Yeah, but it
No.
went pretty quickly as well, right? Like you built all of those. It's 27 dupers. You built like 27 dupers today.
So cool, man.
Yeah, super fun. Really looking forward to next week when we can run this for a while and make some real damage.
Yeah.
And then the
Probably
week
want to
after
take
that,
that.
we can probably build the rest of the real one.
Yeah. We can probably take the beacon that's beneath us
Yeah.
at some. So
Yeah, we won't get that far down this time, but yeah, we'll have to dismantle it before we run it.
Awesome.
It's gonna be a big hole.
It is. It is.
Okay, man. Take care.
Awesome. You too.
Talk to you next
Have a
week.
great weekend and good night.
And you. Cheers.